All right, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? This is your man Orlando Presents, and this is QuakeRadio.com live.
Persist in the midst of adversity. See, we were promised to have trouble in this world, but with Jesus we win. Let's go. Keep it moving on, even through the storm. 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 Every day it seems I wake up to an obstacle, but with God I understand that everything is possible. Keep it in my mental like a weapon in my arsenal, written in my heart like stories coming from an article. I don't think it's logical to say this road is simple. Sometimes I'm like the prodigal, I'm turning from my kinfolk. Shaky, but I trust the narrow path to lead the life. Maybe time for me to let go of the fear and fight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. That intro was from our brother Sam Purpose, and it's called PITMOA intro. So make sure y'all go check out that album. The album is called PITMOA. So that is Persist in the Midst of Adversity. And you know what time it is, 8 o'clock straight up and down. I'm your humble host, Orlando Presents. And that's right. You're here, QuakeRadio.com live. Yes. And my brother, Captain J, is on the line with us tonight. So, man, I feel special. You know, it's always an honor to have Captain J in the building, you know. So,
we appreciate it.
he's just... You know, he's just micromanaging me. That's it. Just making sure that I'm, saying the right things and being good and everything on the line. So, not saying any bad words. No, I'm just But anyway, man, tonight's a very, very good, very special night, man. We have an excellent program for y'all tonight. We have a couple of new tracks that we're gonna display on the show tonight for you all. And also we have an awesome, did I say awesome? Awesome interview coming up right now, very quickly, very shortly, with Katie Slater. Man, how you doing tonight, ma'am?
I am doing wonderful, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me on.
Not a problem at all. Thank you for agreeing to come on. A lot of people, they always thank us, but we have to thank you, because you could have easily told Captain J, are you kidding me? No, I am too important to be on your show.
I am definitely not too important for sure. But it is kind of anxiety for me. So thank you guys for asking and helping me to conquer that.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I mean, if you realize it or not, I have anxiety as well being on here. So, I just pictured that I'm in a room by myself, which, I am. But yeah, so it's easy, not too much imagination in it. But I see. Do you live in the Virginia area?
Yep, I do. Near Charlottesville area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the area, but I'm in Kilmarnock.
I'm not familiar with that area.
Okay. Let me see. I'm about, maybe, I would say, an hour and a half away from Richmond. Maybe 2 or 3 hours away from you. But yeah. Oh, sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because Captain J was telling me that earlier. He was like, yeah, I think she's from Virginia. I was like, oh, really? Man, that's great. Okay. But there's a couple of artists that live out your way. I know Hugh Holla, he's a CHH artist. I believe he lives out your area. And another CHH artist by the name of McHugh McHugh, yeah, McHugh, yeah. I believe he lives out in the Charlottesville area as well.
Oh, I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna have to try to link y'all up and everything because they may be, looking for a
Yeah,
photographer, and you can do some work with them as well. So, yeah.
I would love that.
Okay, great, great. See, look at that, man. Love connecting people. This isn't
Right?
what's that show back in the day where they used to um. Never mind. I'm about to tell my age, so I won't even do all that. So let's let's skip right on into the conversation. I'm not even going to say the interview, but let's skip on into the conversation because you're family now. So you're Sister Slater. So oh man, that
Aw.
that's would be a deep rock band name, Sister Slater. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So, let the folks know a little bit about yourself. Where you from, and yeah, where are you from?
I'm originally from, well, I say Fairfax, but really Vienna, which is the Fairfax area in Virginia. That's where I grew up. And then I moved to Charlottesville area when I was 9. Um, I don't know if this is still on topic, but I grew up in a Christian home. And yeah, I've been just moving around, going place to place, like touring around and stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about, but
Okay. I mean, no, you're doing
can
great.
you ask a question again?
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. I was just asking, where you were from and everything, and that's great. And honestly, with you adding the part in that you're from a Christian household, that was going to be the next, one of the questions, as well. Anyway, were you actually raised within the faith, or did God find you somewhere else? I mean, not somewhere else, but later on in life. So definitely, that's a
Yeah, yeah, I can.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about that. So my story of faith is pretty simple, but it's also like obviously the most important part of my life. I did grow up in a Christian home, and the most thing I respected about my home was the fact that um, I was brought up with a very huge love and thirst for God. Like my parents were very passionate, and got me into reading the Bible very early. And I've read through the whole Bible a few times by the age of 15. But unfortunately, as I started to grow older, I became more lax in my faith, like between the ages of 19 and 25-ish. I kind of went through the motions of faith in many respects. I've had a knowledge for sure, like I knew about God and all that, was really well versed, but I kind of started, um, like moving away from the relationship aspect of God. Like I started chasing my own dreams and my own stuff, what I wanted to do. I became a people pleaser and trying to make my life this big thing, and just stopped putting the focus on God. And even to this day, I have to catch myself and be like, pray first before I make a decision about things, and make sure this is actually what God wants instead of just what I want. But in the year 2020, with everything that happened, I went into a depression, and I just made me lean more and more on God. And I would not be alive today if it were not for my faith in Him and what He's done for me. He was faithful when I kind of like pushed Him away, and He's been my shelter. And yeah, so it's like I realize how crazy the world has become and how much, He has been like a stud rock in that storm of my life. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you because you were saying around 19, 20 things that then far as that age, kind of steering away a little bit. Do you think it was more so like a peer pressure type thing, trying to keep up with some of the people that you may have been hanging out with at the time?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. 100%. That was a big issue. As I said, I was a people pleaser. Like,
Mm-hmm.
everyone who knows me knows that. Like, I don't like rocking the boat. I don't like people being upset with me or making fun of me. So yeah, 100%. There are people in my life back then who definitely made me do some things or say some things or not be as God centered because they were making fun of me for it and stuff, for sure.
Man, isn't it amazing on how? Because I was thinking this. I hope this is on topic, but sometimes I do veer off a little bit, and if I do, act like the Sandman and grab the big hook and draw me back in. But, but some a lot of times it's amazing to me on how, like for instance, okay, if you're a person in, well, we're all people, Orlando's. Think. But anyway, but 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 if like right now I'm on a health journey and trying to lose weight, things of that nature or whatever, working on it. And I was just sitting there thinking about that. It amazes me, and I can only speak for myself. Some other people may be totally different, but it amazes me on how I never crave for fruits and vegetables, but we crave for junk, for junk food, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yep.
So even
Mm-hmm.
though with spirituality, we may know what's right, but it almost seems like the devil knows, okay, this is what I know you're craving, or this is what I know, it's something that you're battling with so much that that feeling starts to take over, other than the feeling of, okay, God, I know you're right, but man, that other feeling is so strong, and it just brings the Bible to life even more, with saying that we have to kill our flesh daily in order to
Mm-hmm.
continue to walk with him and continue to know what we know is true and what we know is right. I mean,
Yep.
what do you think about that?
I 100% agree. It is. I love the way you phrased it about the junk food. I'm like, that actually is a huge thing with me. But yeah, it's exactly like that. Like, there is a reason why it says that we have to pick up our cross, die to our sins, and live for Him. Like my tattoo, I have a tattoo, and it says, "To live is Christ, to die is gain." And that's a reminder that I am in this life for Jesus, not for myself, and that can be a very hard thing to remember. And definitely, I believe in the spiritual warfare, and how Satan tries to get into our minds for sure.
Right, right.
So
And that's the number one thing, is that a lot of people is like, they're like, well, I can listen to this music and it's not going to bother me, or
mhm,
I can hang out with these people and it's not going to bother me.
mhm,
But eventually,
yep,
yeah, it will. It'll
it
start
will.
seeping
Yeah,
into what you know is right, and start pushing out
yep,
the stuff you know is right, and start replacing it with the junk. So that's
yep,
why it's always a
100%.
good thing. And even more, I start to realize the emphasis on, going to church, and the emphasis on
Mhm.
surrounding yourself with like-minded, equally yoked individuals. That statement,
Yep,
equally yoked, has always been a puzzler to me. It can be so simple. It's the most simplest, statement there is, But at one point, I used to scratch my head and be like, what do they really mean? And then when I got older, I started figuring out. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
So that's what it means. I shouldn't be dealing with
Yep.
this when I know that's not the route or the road that I really want to go down. So, yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome, man. So, so later on in life, once you started realizing and started coming back to the faith, what were, and it may not even been one thing, what were some of the things that brought you back to the right frame of mind?
I mean, there's like been times in my life where I would somewhat falter and come back, but like when I'm full, like right now, I'm completely fully God, and I think that's been a very long time since that's happened,
Mhm.
and that happened in 2020. Like that just it really broke me. Like I was fine the first half, and then the second half, like I was taking college online courses at the time, and it was fall semester, and I literally could not, like, I've always done well in school. I've always gotten A's and B's in school, and then COVID hit, and I just fell into this depression state where I could not get out of bed. I couldn't do my classwork. I couldn't do anything. And I was like, why am I feeling this way? What's going on? And I was like, well, when was the last time I opened my Bible? When was the last time I went to church? Like all these things were like, oh, not to say that having strong faith in God doesn't mean you have depression. You still can have depression and have a strong faith in God and do all the right things, but God definitely does enter the equation. Like if you're having a relationship with God, that's going to help you. And so I just started like realizing the world is crazy. I don't know what's going to happen in 2, 5, 10 years. I don't know if we're going to even, maybe the end of the world will happen. Who knows what's going to happen?
Right.
So I need to like focus on God and not worry about people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Captain J, I'm gonna let you jump on up in there, brother.
Woo! Sometimes they call me the silent partner because Orlando doesn't let me speak. No, just kidding. No. He's the main guy on there, so we appreciate him able to do all this technology stuff. I can't figure it out. But Katie, I did connect with you when you said about the like the people pleaser kind of thing, because that always was kind of direction. It was like that was the nerd, the geek, the picked on, do the right thing kind of concept, and I've always done that even before I was in the faith. But it's hard to do because you want to make sure people are happy. Now, like what I've done is like now I have a point where I don't say I don't care, but I have a couple people to respond, and I worry about what their thoughts are. God, myself, and my wife. If you're not one of those three, I'm not 100% concerned. You have that kind of realm where it's like if it's not pleasing to God or yourself, you're not really that concerned, or is there like do you have a standard of people that you kind of have above, not to say above or equal to you, I guess, that you look to for not approval, but like parents, siblings, friends, that kind of thing?
Yeah. That is a good question. Of course, God, and then it depends on like what it's about. Like if it's like within like the music photography world, like that type of thing, there are definitely people that I look up to and ask questions and like, is this the right thing to do? Should I answer this person? In that world, you're going to have people who are going to hate you no matter what, and you're going to have people who are going to criticize your work no matter what. So it's like good to have those people who you can bounce ideas off of and be like, is this person right or am I doing okay? Of course, I have my family, and when it comes to like faith-based matters, I talk to them about it, and like, this is what the Bible says here. Is this the interpretation that you're getting from it? And but mainly, it's just I really I kind of am also an introvert, so I kind of just stay to myself too for a lot of things. Like I don't like putting my issues on people either. So I'm like, there's a lot of things I'll just keep to myself.
Yeah, I'm similar to that. Yeah.
I get that too. Yeah.
It's hard to reach out to folks sometimes, and you need to, it's like, well, I don't want to bother them. I do it all the time, and it just kind of builds. But in that kind of time, sometimes you just put it to God, and He'll give you a response. Like go and do. Okay, God says do, I do. I don't question it anymore. I used to a lot. But another question was, so I'm pretty sure that your favorite genre of Christian music is metal. Just going on a limb. Am I correct on that?
Christian rock, metal, like it depends on, like I'm going to probably get some of my friends upset with me if I say it, but I don't particularly care for like the screaming aspects of the heavier metals. So like Disciple, like I love Disciple because, Kevin screams like a little bit, but mainly it's not. But yeah, like bands like Disciple are my favorite genre for sure.
Yeah. I first saw them. I was even in the face that they were opening for Skillet in Little Town in Illinois, and I was like, who are these guys? I had no idea who they were, and I was like, man, these guys are good. They had Manifest was with them as well. I'm like, okay,
nice.
I'm gonna like this show. I want to like this music, and like I said, Disciple just adjusted. Yeah. Like I like this, I can do that. But yeah, I know you do obviously the photography, and it's pretty much a lot like you do a lot of rock shows. Where has the photography and the concerts and stuff? Where has that brought you or taken you doing your path of doing shows like countries, cities, bands, that kind of stuff?
Oh goodness, that's a lot. That's a lot. So, well, the main thing, which happened this past year, 2022, like the biggest, as for that question is, I went to Germany, which is still a dream to me. I'm like, I actually went to another country. So yeah, I went to Germany with a friend. Her name's Velvet. I went with her, and I also got to ride. I don't know. I don't think it's no. I've told people, so it's fine. I also rode on the plane with the protest as well. So I was like, I'm not sure I'm supposed to say that, but no, it's out there, so it's fine. But yeah, I'm really good friends with the protest and some of the other bands, and I was like, they're going to Germany, and I am able to go, and I have permission to photograph the event, so I'm going.
Awesome.
Other than that, I've also went to Canada because I used to work for a bunch of music festivals managing social media, and one of those festivals was in Canada. So I was able to go over there and see Skillet perform. So that was cool. I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, like the fan aspects, there's so many people I've met. Like, in fact, I should probably give you guys like a list of people to thank. That list is too long. But there's just so many people, like communities of people that have backed me up and been such a huge inspiration to me. I've pretty much done so many states in the country too. At least the eastern half. I've done a couple on the West Coast, but mostly eastern. I went to, what's the furthest I've been to? I went to Florida. That's a while. I went to Indiana. Indiana's really cool because Kingdom Come Festival is in Indiana, so that's a really cool place to go.
Okay.
I don't know what else to say, but if you want to steer me in a
you're an international photographer now.
Yeah, most
yes,
definitely.
yes.
That
It was really awesome.
That is awesome, man. I've been to Germany, but I don't remember going to Germany. That's when I was little, because I'm military brat. So I was actually in Frankfurt, Germany. So what part of Germany were you in?
Well, we actually, because the plane flew into Frankfurt, so we were able to be at Frankfurt. But the festival, oh my goodness, now that I'm on the radio, I'm going to forget the name of it. Oh, come on.
It's all good.
It's a really cute little town area. It's really, really, I love it. I just don't know why I can't think of the name. Cindy Blankenship is going to kill me for not remembering. But yeah, it's a really cute place, and the festival is called Loud and Proud Festival. And yeah, it's like 2 day. Yeah, it's a 2-day festival, and they have so many artists. I can't remember how many artists there were, but there's a whole bunch of people. Petra was there, Cutlass, Disciple. There's just so many people there, and it was like family too, because I knew a lot of the bands there, and Cindy Blankenship was there. She's in charge of getting the bands and stuff, so it was really cool to spend time with her.
I don't think Orlando knows who Cindy Blankenship is. I know who she is in general. You know who she is?
Who, me? No. You're absolutely correct. I have no clue who she is. No.
Okay, well, I now have to give a shout out to her because she's amazing. Cindy Blankenship she's called the Mothership, and she basically is the mother of all bands. Like, she gives them food, and she gives them money and gifts and all these things that they need on tour. And she also has her own radio segment called Backstage with Mothership, and she does the Grizzly Awards and so many other things that I'm probably forgetting, but she's amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get her on the show. All right, Captain J.
Yes, you should.
Put on your manager hat and let's book that.
Yeah, I sent out 10 emails last night to some people that I'm hoping I get some sort of response to. People I never thought I'd even have an inkling that would come in to respond to me, and I haven't gotten responses yet. But I always put people on pedestals sometimes. Cindy's one of those people I put on pedestal, like, she's Mothership. How am I going to respond? Who am I? Kind of thing.
You're Captain J. You're Captain J. That's who you are.
Yeah.
I got you. I can help you. I got you.
Yeah.
See, look at that. We know people in high places now, Captain J. There you go.
Yeah, and one thing I've learned in the Christian community too, you probably got that too with Katie, is the family aspect. There's no one's really high up on a pedestal. I mean, even the artists, like Disciple, the Protest. I mean, all these bands are just they're people. They're people.
Yeah.
I mean, and
yes.
In secular world, you don't get to like, oh my God, look who that is. And I mean, I've met somebody that's doing this stuff, and I'm like, they're just people. I mean, I remember people would run up to artists I was working with. You're talking to the artist, yeah. What's the big deal? You know what I mean? And that's how that answer is definitely noticed in this industry. But on that note, have you ever had it where I don't say starstruck by either meeting an artist or having an artist like compliment on your photography or anything in that aspect that you just were like, this person is something, kind of like a starstruck kind of concept? Have you ever had that?
Oh yeah, of course, especially as a teenager. Like once in a while that will still happen, but for the most part, I do know them all now, and they're my friends, and like I respect them, and I'm honored that they would, say, share my photos or whatnot. But like when I first started out, oh my goodness, like I was obsessed with Skillet first of all, as a teenager. So I spent so many years trying to meet them, and when I did meet them, I was froze. I was like, I couldn't talk to them. I waved to them pretty much.
I know that.
It was crazy. I guess like the first time I was able to talk to Toby Mac before I met him, I was really sick to my stomach and I was like shaking and stuff, but I was able to pull it together when I did actually talk to him. He is so down to earth. Like you wouldn't, he's a huge star and whatnot in the CCM world, but when you talk to him, he really is down to earth and just, a very chill dude. So he put me at ease very quickly. I'm trying to think of, because Disciple and the Protest and all of them, I just like from the start, I was like, yeah, these are people who make amazing music, but there's definitely been times where I freak out when they share my stuff to Instagram for sure. Because, it's a band and they're putting my work out there, and that was always cool. Like when Skillet shared, Seth Morrison of Skillet used my photo to say happy birthday to Corey, and that was amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and it shows the quality work you do. You get the respect from the people that are, doing the work. Like I take pictures and nobody wants to see that picture. I mean,
that's not true. I'm sure.
I was using. I don't think the camera quality is not that good. But yeah, it just shows that you do work. And, it shows when people are, sharing it in that aspect. I think I'm going to pass it off back to Orlando. We're about halfway through. I don't know if he wants to play a song or what he's interested. I could tell he's got questions in there.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you were talking about Toby Mac, because I know an artist named Joshua Scales. He always has pictures on Facebook and stuff with Toby Mac, and he's always saying the same thing on how, down to earth and stuff like that. Toby Mac is. Do you know his artist, Aaron Cole?
I've heard of him. I don't know much about him, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the only reason why I even mentioned his name, because, Aaron is from the Virginia area as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is super cool. I did not know that.
Yeah. There's a lot of Virginia artists. Yeah, there you go. There you go. But you're absolutely right, brother Captain J. I do have some music that we're gonna jump into, but we're gonna jump into your favorite artist, Katie, Disciple, their brand new single, The Executioner. So have you heard that track yet? Which I think that's probably a crazy question. I absolutely
have.
That's what I'm going to say. I think that's a crazy question.
And when you guys have time, you also need to check out the music video too.
Okay.
So it's amazing.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is QuakeRadio.com live with your man Orlando Presents. Captain J is sitting in with us tonight, so it's always a pleasure. And we're sitting down with Katie Slater. So, Miss Photographer, International Photographer to the Stars. There you go. I like that. So we're having a good time tonight, man. We're going to be right back after this.
Of a model son, a crooked criminal that caught holding the gun. It got so hard to see the truth from all the lies. Slowly becoming more and more what I despise. I never should have left my foot inside the door. Never contented, always craving something more. I feel the darkness closing in on every side. It's time for something deep inside of me to die. The executioner puts the cross upon my back. How beautiful the breath, it is my last. Start praying over me, last rites. I'm giving up the ghost inside. I'm hanging on the nails I drive. This cross is where I come to die. I've waited so long. This is the hill I'll die on. Stop praying over me, last rites. This cross is where I come to die. You're not allowed to see the cards against my chest. I never trust nobody with my wretchedness. So I sit and try to fight this fight alone. I'll take allegiance, get this always out of love. So I scream, beat my head against the wall. Fucking the wall, get in the crowd. I abuse the wounds that grace you. You say you love me, but it's hard to love myself. The executioner puts the cross upon my back. How beautiful the breath that is my life. Stop praying over me, last rites. I'm giving up the ghost inside. I'm hanging on the nails I drive. This cross is where I come to die. I've waited so long. This is the hill I'll die on. Stop praying over me, last rites. This cross is where I come to die. Let the hammer swing down. I made my peace. Said my goodbyes. There's no eulogies when it's convict eyes. My beautiful executioner. My beautiful executioner. I made my peace, said my goodbyes. There's no eulogies when this convict dies. I made my peace, said my goodbyes. There's no eulogies. Stop praying over me, last rites. I'm giving up the ghost inside. I'm hanging on the nails I drive. This cross is where I come to die. I've waited so long. This is the hill I'll die on. Stop praying over me, last rites. This cross is where I come to die. Let the hammer swing down. I make my place. Said my goodbyes. Tell you that chase. This cross is where I come to die.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. We are back. Man, that was The Executioners by Disciple. Man, I like that. That was nice. That was very nice. Yes. All right, we're back with Katie Slater, and my bro, Captain J, is sitting in the house. Yes. Man. Wow. So far so good. We've found out that you're an international photographer. You've, taken pictures of pretty much a lot of different, Christian bands, things of that nature, and just following your passion, man. I mean, so has photography always been, I know I believe you say you picked it up around 12, 13 years old. So, so before then, what was something that you wanted to do? What was some of your dreams before photography, or do you even remember back then?
What was what I want to do with photography
No, what was some of the
or
things that you may
before.
have wanted to do before you fell in love with
Okay.
photography?
Um, that is a long time ago. Um, I mean, when I was like a kid, like 6, 5, 6, I like obviously wanting to be a secret agent.
Mm.
Like I was obsessed with like superheroes, and I was a geek back then. I still am, but I was like tomboy and like wanting to do karate and all that. But I'm just trying to think of like realistically. Um, that is a good question. Oh, I did when I was younger, because my brother wanted to be a missionary pilot, and so I was always wanting to do everything he wanted to do. So there was a time where I wanted to be a missionary pilot as well. And I right now I actually, as my main job, my main paying job, I work with kids. And that's something I've always been passionate about ever since I was a kid. I've always loved, taking care of the younger kids and stuff. That's always been a passion as well.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, that's great. So with the kids, do you share your passion of photography with them, or is it just different things that you share with the children?
Last year, during summer camp, because I was working with kids at a summer camp, and I brought in my first ever camera that I ever had. I actually don't know where it went to, but I brought it in all summer, and they would take turns taking pictures and even doing some video like sketches and stuff. And I always like when I've done something that I think is like, wow, like, this happened or whatever, I always share with them. Sometimes they are into it, but most of the time you're like, you think you're so cool.
Oh man. So with you been doing working with photography for so long, so you pretty much know a lot of the ins and outs and things of that nature about it. So is there ever a time, or there probably would be, but ever a time that you just look at other people's photos and you're like, okay, if they just changed this, it would have brought more of a story out of that photo. Basically, my question is, what are some of the simplest mistakes you see people making when they're doing photography, even if it's just with their cell phone?
Oh man. Well, first of all, I definitely don't know all the ins and outs. I think everyone can learn more, but that's a very hard question. Let's see. Um, I mean, even I sometimes struggle with this myself. Learning not to use too much contrast. Like we love color. I love color. I love making things bright and making it stick out and stuff. But too much contrast, like kind of makes it look fake and not actually what it's supposed to look like. Trying to think what else. I mean, everyone has different styles. For the most part, I think a lot of it's just, we have different ways to look at something. So I don't necessarily think, oh, that person should have done this or that. I mean, I guess I have to be truthful. There are times, but for the most part, like, they, some people like having a lot of shadows and some people like having a lot of light. And I'm as a rock photographer, I like a lot of darkness. I like a lot of like, mysterious, looking photos and stuff. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I should, change my way I edit, but I don't know. I truly actually don't think I do that good of a job, but, I'm always looking to like Chad Fenner and other photographers who have amazing editing abilities, and so I'm always wondering what I could do making my photos look like theirs.
Okay. All right. So, what was one thing about photography that was harder for you to master, or harder for you to grasp hold of the behind the scenes, not so much the, taking the pictures and things of that nature, unless that was something that you were struggling with from at the beginning. But I'm talking about like far as in the photo lab and stuff like that.
Okay. And the editing process.
Right. Yeah.
Well, something I have yet to master yet is actual photoshopping things in and out of pictures. That is something I'm still trying to figure out how to do. Before that, I know. Trying to use, I don't know the technical terms, but like taking the subject of the matter and like changing the skin tones. That was something that took me a couple of years to figure out, and that was with help from a ton of photographer friends. Because I would just leave it as is, and at concerts, you have all those stage lights, so you have skin tones that are red and yellow and blue and all these other colors, and so being able to change that took a long time to figure out.
Man, I didn't even know you can do that.
Yeah, the thing you never think of.
Wow.
Yeah, I just learned that, I only learned that a year or two ago. I was like, oh, that's how you do it.
Other than with an app or a cell phone or something like that, I never. You taught me something. Well, I didn't even know you could do that. That's awesome, man. Okay.
Yep.
Are there any bands that you have not had a chance to, take pictures of, or take pictures of yet, or like that you would like to go out and uh, photograph?
Absolutely. Flyleaf. Flyleaf is back. Well, I don't know about back, but they're at least doing 2 music festivals this year, and one is in Virginia. And so I'm like, I need to figure out how to get a pass for that because I need to photograph Flyleaf.
Wow, I didn't know they were back.
Yeah, I don't know if they're back together, but they're all the members are doing this festival, 2 festivals. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well,
Other than that, I'm trying to think because in the Christian realm, I think besides Flyleaf, I've done everyone I could think of I would want to. So.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, what we're gonna do is go ahead.
Okay, I got one really odd question. I don't mean to interrupt, but I've been sitting thinking about it. Orlando and you and I are on the older side, and I'm talking about your first camera, Katie. You said it was I'm assuming it was digital. Would you be as intrigued in photography if it was old school, like the 35 millimeter, take pictures and then have to develop them and do that process? Would you think you'd be as intrigued in photography with that old school process?
Oh gosh, I might be, but I definitely would not be good at it. Because I have, I've just recently, what was it, Saturday? No, Sunday. I was just photographing Winter Jam Sunday, and I took just from that one festival 4,000 photos. And then I have to. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I think you have to have a lot of film for that.
Exactly. So I'm 4,000 photos, and then I get, maybe 100, 200 good photos. And then if I had to do old school, it would look so bad probably. I couldn't do it probably.
And the joys of technology are because you can actually see it and, that was bad, do it again, versus guessing and find out later that the whole exposed and you got nothing.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to all those people because they probably are like 10 times the photographer that I am. So.
Oh, you're good. It is. It's just adjusting that they didn't have, that's why I couldn't get into photography, because it was like you take a picture and you had to wait to develop and all that time frame. Like, I don't have the patience. I didn't have the patience.
Yep. Yep.
No.
That would be a lot.
Yeah. Sorry, Orlando. I had to cut in on that. Go ahead.
It's all good. It's all good. So what we're about to do right now is we have a couple of new tracks that was sent to us. We're going to jump into those. The first one up is called Red Letters by Joseph Madigan. Yeah, Joseph Madigan, called Red Letters. And we'll be right back with more QuakeRadio.com live.
Sound got that heat, boy.
Boss in the kingdom, decrease, I don't floss in the kingdom. My life for the cause in the kingdom. A lot of y'all false claiming kingdom, yeah. You can't hide forever. A lot of us know you're born, but your pride's a sweater. Seek and not find, I'm alive forever. Never put the truth aside, I'm a dying red letters, yeah. 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 I'm a dying red letters.
If you ain't heard, I'm a boss in the kingdom. Salvation free, but I know what it costs for the kingdom. For this wretch, he stretched on the cross for the kingdom. He's really the one blessed with the sauce for the kingdom, yeah. I'm all about being competitive, but y'all out here spitting empty rhetoric, quick to call me inherited. When I move in light years, you couldn't even measure it. But I'm standing right here, so try your luck, better yet, try your bucks. Put your money where your mouth is, the Benz and the house is. If it's gonna take for you to lose it all, I don't want yours, I really want you to call Jesus. They want you to switch religion, I want you to band together like mint condition. That's what real kingdom is, community to glory. Whose glory is it? The one who wrote the story, yeah. I used to be just like you, only wanted a harvest just like you. But then I realized that the laborers are few, so I strapped up my boots and got down to the roots. That's how I became a
boss in the kingdom. Decrease, I don't floss in the kingdom. My life for the cause in the kingdom. A lot of y'all false claiming kingdom, yeah. You can't hide forever. A lot of us know you're born, but your pride's a sweater. Seek and not find, I'm alive forever. Never put the truth aside, I'm a dying red letters, yeah. 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 I'm a dying red letters, yeah.
Don't shoot the messenger. Got the call from God like he hit me on my cellular. Constantly I pray, talk to Yahweh on the regular. Demons thought I was the prey, but really I'm the predator. The way I tussle with the flesh, you think I was a wrestler. Heart stone cold, but let me tell you about the rock that I built my solid ground on. Lost but now I found on. Heard so much about this life, and really it's astounding. Got me moving mountains. Living water, I'm drinking from the fountain. Boss in the kingdom, I don't floss in the kingdom. It's none of me, I hide behind the cross in the kingdom city.
Boss in the kingdom, decrease, I don't floss in the kingdom. My life for the cause in the kingdom. A lot of y'all false claiming kingdom, yeah. You can't hide forever. A lot of us know you're born, but your pride's a sweater. Seek and not find, I'm alive forever. Never put the truth aside, I'm a dying red letters, yeah.
All right. Once again, that was Red Letters by Joseph Madigan, featuring Big Phil and Art City. So definitely shout out to them. Thank you very much for sending in your track, man. We make sure we load that to the station and play it on our later shows as well. So we're back. This is QuakeRadio.com live with your humble host Orlando Presents. Got my brother Captain J sitting in, and we're sitting down speaking with Katie Slater. Yes, Sister Slater. All right, all right. So, are the, I'm gonna give the floor over to you a little bit. So, if you want to give any shout outs, and also if you want to give any words of encouragement to, any kids out there that may be looking at doing photography, as a job, and they want to do what you do because you make it look so cool. So just give them a word of encouragement about that, if you will.
Yeah, of course. Um, I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but it's also true. Like you just keep trying. Like you can't get better at something. You're going to fail, okay? Because I fail all the time, and I mean, I'm probably failing this too.
No,
But
no, you're not.
you just it's going to be scary the first time, and you're going to, um, you know, doubt yourself, but you just have to push through that fear, push through that doubt, and realize, you're never going to get good at something if you don't just do it. You've got to start somewhere. I mean, if I can do it, if I can be a photographer, I'm serious. Anyone can, because I probably should delete the photos, but there's like photos on Facebook of the first few times I try to do photography, and they look awful. But it's a reminder of how far I've come, and yeah, it's a wild ride, and it is very worth it. So if it's something you're thinking about, just do it. Get, a tiny little camera. It doesn't have to be a fancy thing. You just start taking photos, and definitely, I would suggest make sure it's photos of something you're passionate about. If it's concerts, it's concerts. If it's sports, it's sports. It doesn't have to be my passion. It can be your passion, and that's what's going to make you go far. As far as shout outs go, I mean, there's a billion I could give shout outs for, but with the limited time, I don't know how much time we have left, but I
You're
have to
good.
give a shout out to I have to give a shout out to anyone and everyone who actually voted for me to be a nominee of the Grizzly Awards. I just found out last night that I was a nominee, and I'm still in shock. That's not something I ever thought would happen in a million years. So whoever nominated me, thank you so much. All my concert parents and people who have helped me fix my car on the road at concerts or find my lost things, because I'm very forgetful and all those things. All the people who've let me stay at their houses, and when I thought about giving up, who told me I shouldn't give up, and that I'm doing better than I think I am, and there's just so many people, people like Cindy and Trevor, Mary, who paved the way, and yeah, just there's too many people, but I love them all and everyone who's been there for me. So.
All right. Awesome, awesome. And I have to say, and I believe that Captain J would agree, you done wonderful tonight. You really did. I could not, if he would have told me anything about that, you had anxiety, or if you told me anything about that, I wouldn't have believed it. So you definitely did a wonderful job tonight. So no worries about
thank
that.
you.
Just step out on faith and keep doing what you're doing. There's going to be plenty more awards coming your way. Hopefully you will not be a stranger, and you will come back and jump on here and speak to us crazy folks again.
I would love that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't get a chance to really talk to you about your writing and everything, but maybe we'll save that for next time then, when you come on the show.
Yeah, I would love that.
All right, cool. Definitely. Captain J, you know what time it is, bro. We got to sing happy birthday to somebody, so you need to grab her and get her on the phone.
Okay, hold on. Diane,
Ah.
I'll warn you, she woke up on the wrong side of the chair.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Just a
Well,
heads up to you that she's the power shift. She's woke up on the wrong side of the chair. So. But okay, she's here. So Orlando will lead the happy birthday since he suggested it. And I didn't get hit. I'm too close.
oh wow. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to let everybody know that Judy, today is Judy, aka Diane's birthday. So we want to tell her happy birthday and how much she means to us and how much she means to, Quake Radio and all the things that she does or all the things that she puts up with on a day-to-day basis when she goes to work. All the things that she just puts up with in life, but she keeps on going with a smile on her face. God loves you, we love you, and just keep striving for what you're striving for. And we can't wait for that book to come out so that we can really support you in that. And just, happy birthday. I'm not going to sing happy birthday because we don't have the budget for that. So so happy birthday to you. We love you. Thank you for you being you.
Thank you very much for that, Orlando. I could use that vote of confidence. He's like, you need to be on the call. I'm like, I'm way too crappy to be on the call today. I do want to say something to Katie, and that is, my dad used to do photography, and he had a dark room downstairs. And if you ever open the door while he was developing his pictures, he threatened you with an instant your life.
I bet. Tell him that he's amazing, and I respect him.
Man.
All right. I'm cooking dinner for the rest of the week, so I got to get back to it.
Alrighty.
To it.
There you go. Like Virtuous say, okay. Shout out to Virtuous. Yeah. But for real though, Katie, man, we had a wonderful time with you. You're an honorary Quakian.
Well, I feel very special. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. That was something that I just made up too. I don't even know what that is. But anyway, y'all have y'all have a great night, man. Once again, this is QuakeRadio.com. Live with your humble host Orlando presents. Tomorrow night we have another awesome interview for y'all, man. You know what Wednesday night is. If you don't know, it's rock night. It's a Christian rock night on Wednesday night, but we have an interview tomorrow night. So Mr. Jared is going to be on here. He is the host of Coon Radio. So definitely we are excited to sit down and pick his brain and just talk to him about, music and everything else under the sun. So we're going to have a great time tomorrow night. Make sure y'all tune in for that. And we will have a flyer up for that tomorrow night as well. So we're going to end the show off with another track that was sent to us. The name of this track is called Time's Ticking. It's featuring Jay Johnson, and the lead is KP. The lead is KP featuring Jay Johnson. So once again, y'all have a peaceful night, and you know how we love to end it. God wants the best for you. Do you want the best for yourself? All right, let's go.
Listen, time ticking. You know how your type go. No soul, tight clothes and white toes. All I really want is that bling, that white gold. All I really want is that crown, that white robe. KP in the building, make sure my mic right. Ain't nobody turning us down. We bout that Christ life. Half of y'all faking this. salvation, the Lord your soul taken. Christ came, Christ died, Christ rose, Christ cried, taking on the sins of this world so you might rise. Turn and repent every sin, every white lie. Wool hair, dark skin, one faith, bright eyes. On KP in the building, make sure my mic right. Shit. JC in the building, make sure your life right. Listen, time ticking.
Yeah. Bar mitzvah, bar mitzvah, bar mitzvah. Celebration of Christ rapping, world dissing. I promote the tree of life while kids piffing. I don't got a rollie on me, so glisten. All over my body. Off-white on like a bride is hottie. I confess anything that's sloppy, probably. Fruit to the godly, I know he's got me. In the front, all red on Power Ranger. Swinging double-edged sword, baby, danger, danger. Came in the name of the Lord, what's your angle? My guys with me, you can't see him, you'll get mangled. Not talking mystic, quicker than Biscuit. Depending on his word, this is not just religion. My face being tested, physical fitness. If you're a skeptic, I'll keep my for instance. Looking for forensics, we'll drill like a dentist. We're made in the image of the flawless chemist. I've bathed in the blood of the one who's risen. He's bigger than math, he's limitless with it. Decimal, period. The lions coming roaring, furious. You done playing Georgie? Curious. A soul's being won today and heaven is hearing it. So I'ma bang out, wheels off, engine smoking. Stairway to heaven is word, doors are open. The world's burning before our eyes, what's your focus? You seeing beautiful birds, I'm seeing locusts. Which is the closest? Enemy or friends? Most take the potion, enemies are friends. Ghosts just be ghosting, I really just host him. No crown, head bow, banging the floor again. Yeah.